What's going on, everybody? I'm Susu. Thank you for showing up. Absolute pleasure having you. If you're new to the show, it's me, and this is what we tend to do here. Now, I had a lot of people asking me questions about the actual studio and here, so what I could do is I can kind of just I could turn this around, and then we'll just take a look. So pretty much like that's what my view is. That's the recording booth over there. It's very cramped, and the reason why I'll explain in just a minute. We turn this around, you of course have me, and then this is the engineering area. You have the racks over there. You have that's my stuff that I lug in here every time I do stuff. The sound stuff up there. That's what all those things are on the wall. They help, they basically help the sound dissipate so that it doesn't bounce around and create like echo and stuff like that. And then here, I'll get up. You won't be able to hear me, but what we can do is I'll walk over and show you. As you see, like I said, the cluttering, that's all stuff that like was in the other room over here to the left, and then we moved it in here because they're redoing that to be the media room, which is going to be just absolutely beautiful. That stuff over there is very cluttered because it's going to go back into there. So that's that. Hopefully you guys, and then outside here, if you go outside that door over there, there's a stage area where all the bands can rehearse and stuff like that. And it's just a really nice atmosphere to be creative. So that's why I do stuff here, because it's the best place to do it. All right, now back to ACB. This is what we're going to talk about. We talked about Tilray, CGC, and Cron already. Let's take a look at ACB. If you saw the CGC video, I'm going to point out something to you right now that I'm seeing with this as well, and it's a little bit concerning in terms of the short term. The reason, well, I don't know, it's actually turned into a long-term trend. You guys know how to make trend lines? You want to make sure whenever you're drawing them out, you have at least 3 lines touching. Let's do that here. Let's make sure we follow that principle and get 3 lines to touch. And one thing you're going to find out is if you get 3 lines to touch, almost you don't get them, right? They don't really happen. Oh, right there they do. I guess right there, yeah, you have, okay, so you have 1, forgive me, you have 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so you have 3 touching, and now this is the problem, right? Right here. This hasn't came down to touch that yet. And if that's the descending trend line, which it appears to be, you would have a drop to here or here at some point. That would put it in about the 640, 650 range. And that's going to be a problem for someone that's just still thinking it's going to reverse at any time, is it might not be. Now, the sad thing is, look, it broke out of the Bollinger Bands there. Why did it keep falling? It kept falling because remember what I said about the Bollinger Bands losing almost all their effectiveness when news comes out. And when catalysts are there, some kind of like what happened with Canntrust, which cannot be trusted. I'll say it again, because they went and screwed around with all that greenery being grown in secret rooms and then just screwing it up for the whole market. And so there's a problem. When you look at that, you realize, damn, it might come here. But that also opens up opens up for a potential options play. Because remember, if it's going to go down to that $66.40 range, I would be watching the options for this reason right here. When it goes, first thing I'm going to do is go to it and set an alert at or below 660. And the reason why is because that's when I'm going to start watching it very closely. So I just set an alert for at or below $6.60 in my TD Ameritrade account. The reason why is for this right here. If it goes there, I'm going to do this. As you see, options right now, if you wanted to play the $7 calls right now, they're 11 cents or $11 a contract. They expire next Friday. Okay? So I would not buy these on Friday that just passed, of course, because I would wait till Monday, because I still believe it's going to drop to that trend line. So if that's my belief, and I think it's going to go to that 650 range, 650, 640 range, I wouldn't have bought it then. And this is why it's important to know those trend lines. At least have an idea so you can build a plan around them. What I think is it'll go to that range and then it'll get its bounce. If that's the case, these will be worth about 5 cents. Okay, so they'll go down to being worth about 5 cents on Monday or Tuesday or whatever day gets that 650 range. They'll be 5 cents, maybe, I don't know, like probably 5 cents, maybe less. I'm not sure. If that's the case and they're only like 5, 6, 4 cents, then I can buy 10 or 15 of them and still only spend like 40, 50, 60 bucks. So you can buy 15. This way you're not really taking that big of a risk. And what you do is I would buy the $7 calls expiring on the 19th. And the reason why is because in the money calls right now, which would be around that 650 range, they're trading for 35 cents a piece. That's $35 a contract. So if it actually did go back to 7, The ones I bought for 4 cents, 5 cents, they would go back to like 25 cents, right? Because they'd go to 7. This is 650 calls, but right now the price is in the 680 range. So it's 30 cents above. So we wouldn't be 30 cents above at 70. We'd be right at 7, which would put you right at about 20 cents, 25 cents, somewhere in that range. And the reason why I'm saying that is because look at all the other pops before. Every time it fell off that trend line, or fell down to the trend line and came back up. Let's make it blue, help it stand out a little bit more. I don't know why, I think the blue does for some reason. But if it actually does follow that pattern that it was before, let's say we get it here, and then it comes down here like this, then what ends up happening every time is it seems to bounce off it right away. And it almost seems to be an immediate, like the next day kind of thing. So it touches, then it goes up. It touches, then it goes up. Right here, it touches, then it goes up. Now, I would be just looking for it to go back. Remember, if it falls here, I would be looking for it to go back to this middle band and the 20-day SMA, which are going to come down here. They're not going to fall that fast, but they'd probably be like within this range right here. By the time that gets to there, they will have fallen to like right here, like 710. So I would not be looking for it to go back to 8. I would just be hoping for it to go back to 7, which is the calls I would buy for 4, 5, 6 cents, hopefully. If I get it back to 7 and sell them for 25, that is a 300-400% profit. And I can run away with that and be pleased that I did it. And remember, I'm putting 60 on the line, 70, even maybe $100 on the line, but I'm not going to put $1,000. I'm not going to put $2,000 on the line when we're literally talking about something that is surrounded by bad news and the whole entire sector is being destroyed. Now, we did see with Cron and we did see with Tilray that they had broken out of falling wedges. And that's why I was more optimistic about Cron last week when I said it would hit 470 and rise. Went to 1470 and then pop. It went to 1483, began its pop. And then this bad news with Canntrust comes out and just messes everything up. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I would like to see what you think and tell me what your belief is about this. See if one last thing I did want to point out is it fell below its Bollinger Bands and it's also below all of its major averages. You have the 200-day SMA there, you have the 50 right there, you have the 20 right there. It's below all of them. It also fell out of the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. That was 2 days ago. It fell right there is where it actually fell through. Then it fell deeper, just like CGC and everything else. My thing though is if you look right here, you can actually see on traditional price, yes, it came out of the Bollinger Bands there and then stayed out. That's probably because it was news. At some point it reversed. Then on traditional price action with nothing, no catalyst, look what it did. Came out the top, rejected. Let's follow through. Came out the top, rejected. Right here. Out, 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 out. We got to find out. Is that news? I don't know. The reason why I'm pointing that out, because if it's news now and it's going down and it's out, that means it could keep falling. But look right there. Popped out there. Deep drop. And then what a deep drop until what? Until it fell out there. Then it tried to come back up. Then came back down, back up. So you're talking about, like what I'm saying, a 1-2 day trade when I'm not trying to buy the options and wait for it to go up. I'm literally trying to buy the calls when it gets to 650, 645, if it goes anywhere near there. Try to get them for some pennies on the dollar. Take them back up to 7 and be done with it. Even if it gets near 7, I might just get out. And that's what I'm trying to say is I'm not really trying to have a long-term belief in anything in the MJ sector right now. I'm trying to hopefully play off these little pops and bounces that they're supposed to get when they're coming onto through trend lines, bouncing off of any kind of support. I'm just hoping to get the bounce and be done with it. Is that going to happen? There's no possible way to know. I mean, I could just lose on every single one of them, but I still have to try because I built the game plan. And so I stick with it. And I hope you guys do too. Let me know if this is helpful to you, what you think, the stuff you're watching and what you love. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Sometimes you're going to hit that little notification button and you'll be warned about every video I get. Not warned, I shouldn't say, but alerted to it. And I hope you guys do that because I think what I share is helpful. And I think it's because I genuinely care that it's the most helpful. All right, guys. Love you. Peace.